What's going on, everybody? My name is Caleb. I'm a full-time reseller, and today I got a big box of inventory that I purchased while I was actually on vacation, delivered to my house from a new person that I'm working with, purchasing inventory for my business from them. They're moving to a more of a wholesale model, so I'm happy to get some good inventory in at the right price. And I also have a few items that I purchased while I was on vacation at retail stores, a little retail arbitrage because I was around some stores that I don't have in my normal area. So I wanted to show you guys kind of what's I'm going to be working on now that I'm back to work. I was just on vacation for the last 10, maybe 11 days. I had some okay sales while I was gone, as best that I could do while I wasn't here. I'm happy to get back to work. I love the time to refresh and get focused on what I'm going to do now that I'm back to work. So the first thing I'm going to show you guys is actually, let's start with one of the retail items that I picked up. So I picked up this at the Nike outlet. This is a Nike Trail thermal puffer vest. This is absolutely a sweet piece. So this price was $70. I don't know if you can see that. It was 40% off and then an additional 15% off of that as well. And these are selling for over $100 on eBay. So I don't know what that exactly worked out to, somewhere between 30 and 40 bucks, I would guess. So a really cool piece to start us off strong. Honestly, I just like going to the Nike outlet because there's none remotely near me. So it's nice to just kind of see what's in the store, see what the current styles are. Corey with the K's here. Andrew's here. What's up? I also picked up these. Actually, I'm going to show you this. And then the next item I found at the Nike outlet is absolutely insane. So you'll be surprised. I was shocked when I saw it. Picked up these Nike Jordan cargo pants. Let's see, what were these priced? Got these for basically, I think, just under 20 bucks, between 15 and 20 bucks. Jordan cargo pants. Jordan sells better than Nike for me. So another thing I'm going to be doing during this unboxing is figuring out what I'm actually going to be selling on eBay, which is going on this table, versus what's going to be sold on Whatnot, which is going to go on this rack over here. You can just barely see the hangers. Andrew, baby's good. Baby is so good. Okay, this next item is crazy. When I saw this on the rack, I like literally triple took. I was like, is that real? I saw a Lakers jersey. Then I saw 77. And this is literally a Luka Doncic Lakers jersey. I mean, this can only be like a month old. He was just traded, but it was on the clearance rack, so I got all of the discounts on this jersey. Absolutely crazy. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to be auctioning this jersey, brand new, with the tags. I'm going to auction this jersey starting at $1. Starting at $1 tomorrow night at my Whatnot show. Tuesday, 7:30 p.m. Eastern. I'm going to run this at $1. There's a link in the description to bookmark the show. And then we're also going to be giving away a Lululemon belt bag. Okay, so make sure you bookmark that show. Lululemon belt bag and a new tags Luka Doncic. They're about to go on a playoff run. We're going to send it for $1. We're just going to send it for $1 and see what happens. I picked up some of these Nike sweatshirts. These were just honestly cheap and a nice little bread and butter, in my opinion. I got some multiple sizes. Really nice, just basic. It's almost like a lightweight sweatshirt. I got a few of those in a couple different colors, a couple different sizes to test them out. Been starting to source on Whatnot. People have insane items. Getting new tags item on there is for good prices. Need to start adapting, paying a little bit more, but for quality items. Yeah, I love paying up for good items because those good items sell so much faster. You get your money back faster. You make more profit per item. It's great. Killishaw, what you get the Doncic jersey for? I can't tell you if I'm auctioning off for $1. I can't tell you. So I'm giving away those, giving away a belt bag, but I also picked up some other items at the Lululemon outlet store. These were on the deal of the day. I picked up 2 of these. All the good sizes, most of the good sizes were taken by other resellers, I'm guessing. So I grabbed the last 2 good sizes in these Venture shirts. This was like the deal of the day. $29 for these. These usually sell for like 65 to 75 on eBay. And I got another one in the same size. So I'm probably going to lot those up on eBay and sell those on eBay. Lululemon does sell pretty well on Whatnot, but when you pay $29 for something, yeah, I don't know if I can send that. But for the Luka Doncic jersey, I'm hoping that people will pay up for that because, I mean, that's literally like probably the best jersey you could get in the NBA right now. Maybe Wemby, I don't know. But he just changed teams, so all the Luka fans are going to want to buy the Lakers jersey. All the Lakers fans, which is probably the biggest or second biggest basketball market, are going to want that jersey. Other deal of the day at Lululemon were these utility jackets. I think I got a bunch of these. I think I am going to sell a couple of these on Whatnot to test them. Lululemon utility jackets, really cool, like windbreaker material, but not like the noise is not like annoying. So I think I'm going to try a couple of these on Whatnot and see how they do. I did keep one for myself too. This one's my size. I guess I'll model it. Since I'm going to run it in tomorrow's show, I'll give you guys a little sneak peek what this looks like. Like almost like a slightly cropped bomber. I got to back up. Can't really see how the crop fit is, but really cool jacket. And I was really stoked at the prices they had on those jackets. Lululemon jackets on sale. Can't beat it. All right, let's see. Did I get anything else? Okay, I did get some other stuff, but that was like the fun stuff that I picked up. So now let's dive into this big box. Shout out to who I sourced this from. Appreciate you if you're watching. First item is a Roback quarter zip. Now, this is definitely something I'm going to sell on eBay. I sold a Roback polo on Whatnot, and it sold for a fraction of the price. A fraction of the price of what it sold for on eBay. Probably just another reseller that is going to flip it, which is perfect. I mean, I'm happy to do that when I get it at a deal. But because this person's selling wholesale, the best items I paid up for. And some of the lower items I got at a very good price. But Robacks, I was paying up for them because I know they sell so fast on eBay. This is another Roback, just the polo, just a plain blue one. Still can't believe the way in which he went to the Lakers. Yeah, that was wild. Just a simple Roback polo. I just sold a simple Roback polo for, I think, $54 while I was on vacation. So no complaints there. Here we have a Grayson polo. I'm loving these polos. It's the perfect time of year. Nice little button-down collar on this one and an all-over print graphic. So that's going to be one of the better Grayson polos you can find with the all-over print graphics for sure. The plain ones are kind of meh these days, but the all-over print ones, definitely solid. All right, here we have a Nike golf polo, Newitt tags. Newitt tags. I might try one of these on Whatnot because I have quite a few of them. I like selling Newitt tag stuff on Whatnot when I can because I think that you can unlock a little bit of what I call the consumer price. Like I sell to mostly resellers because it's a lot of you guys coming to the shows, which I love. But a Newitt tags item, I feel like you can get a little bit of that. Like somebody wants it for themselves, so they're willing to pay a little bit more for it. Here we have another Nike polo. I like this one because it has like that all over print graphic. So that one's going to sell a little bit better, I would imagine. But we'll try this one on Whatnot tomorrow night. See how we do. See how we do. Okay, here's a brand I have never found before. The brand is Tracksmith. Really, really good brand. There's the logo. Really, really good brand. I've honestly never found it before. I'm going to list that on eBay. It's a great brand. If you find it, you're definitely going to want to pick that up. Here we have another Rowback. This one is a hoodie. I think it's called the Hesitation or the Hezi hoodie. I can't remember exactly. I think it's one of those. Size small. If you're a golfer and you're into any of this stuff, hit me up. If you need these for personal use. All right, this one was a size small. So we got another one of those Nike polos, same thing. I'm going to put this one in the eBay pile. I can always pull it out if they do well on Whatnot. I'll sell more of them on Whatnot. Okay, this is an item that's I think will sell really well on eBay. This is a Travis Mathew full zip like windbreaker jacket. The outerwear from Travis Mathew, in my opinion, sells really well on eBay. Like really well. The polos are a little bit tougher. Here we have some Walter Hagen polos, new with tags. Honestly, not that amazing of a brand, but new with tags with a good pattern. I'm sure we can get this sold, especially size 2XL. So I'll try listing that on eBay. If I do like an all golf Whatnot show, maybe I would sell it on Whatnot. Here we have a Roan t-shirt. Does that have the size on it? Not sure the size. A Roan performance t-shirt. It's like really great bread and butter eBay inventory. Does this have like the size down in it, like Lululemon? I don't see it there. Okay, here's a fun one. Here we have a Bad Birdie, new with tags, Bad Birdie, all over print graphic. Let's try one of those on Whatnot as well. I do like selling golf stuff on Whatnot. Chris, yeah, it's a great inventory. Okay, next up we have a BYLT t-shirt. These do not sell for what they used to. But I think that with the right keywords and if I price it correctly, it still should sell fast. So I'm okay with that if I can sell it fast. Here's another one, but this one is all black. So I think that one's going to sell a little bit better. The overlay tee. So this one probably sells better because it's more like an oversized fit, I would guess. Here we have another Rowback. This one is in a houndstooth pattern. This is probably the best one. 3XL houndstooth Rowback. That's going to be a solid one for sure. I would say that will sell in a day on eBay. That'd be my guess. That would be my guess. This is a really cool Travis Mathew polo, new with tags. This is a size 2XL, and the things that I've pulled for Whatnot so far have been a little bit smaller sizes, so I'm going to add this to the Whatnot show to add in a bigger size. And here's another one in size small, so I'll add it in size small as well. I'm going to put that in the Whatnot show. Like, I think everything averaged out to about, was it 12 or 13 or 15? Somewhere around there, 12, 13, 15 bucks. But there's a lot of stuff that I really paid up for, like really expensive items. So I'm kind of thinking like piece by piece what I paid, not really like the average for the whole deal. Here's another Travis Matthew polo. This one's size XL in the tie-dye pattern. I'll put that one in the eBay pile for now. Here's a little Bolo brand for some of their items, Kit and Ace. I looked up the t-shirts, not as good as I would have thought, but this can still do really well in other items for the brand. This is like their little logo thing. What I would call like a smart casual brand. I learned that term from Thrift to Life a long time ago. Here we have another Bad Birdie, all over print golf polo. Size small, I already have a few size smalls in the Whatnot show, so I'm going to throw that on eBay. Another one in a different print, Bad Birdie Nua Tags, golf polo. I don't really know what they're selling for Nua Tags right now. I think this is, I don't remember this many Rowback items in there. Here's another Rowback polo. I'm never going to complain about getting a Rowback polo. This does have a little pill in the fabric, but because it's Rowback, it won't matter too much, I don't think. Probably have to sell it for a little less, but it's still going to sell fast. Here we have a Faherty. This is a Legend sweater. It feels like a sweater, but it's also like a flannel material. This is one of the best like items from Faherty that you can find, the Legend sweater. Legend sweater shirt, maybe, is what they call it. I can't quite remember exactly what they call it, but look that up on eBay if you're a reseller. Should we throw this in the show? Let's throw this in the show. It's a good size large. Let's throw this in the Whatnot show for tomorrow. I don't really have tons of rhyme or reason with what I'm putting in the show because I'm still testing and trying to figure out what will sell well on Whatnot. On my trip, I had a lot of time to think. I do think I'm going to be selling a lot more on Whatnot just to increase the volume of my store to be able to purchase more items and get more items moving through my business in general. I feel like I sell really fast, in my opinion, compared to most people on eBay. But it's still like I'm limited to what I can source because I can only list things so fast. I can only list, maybe 15, 20 items max per day, working at 8-hour a day schedule for 5 days a week. With Whatnot, I'd be able to sell a lot more because I wouldn't be listing and photographing as much. So going to try to increase the volume of my business. Here's an icebreaker t-shirt, men's t-shirt. Probably more of an eBay item. And right after that, another good wool outdoorsy brand, a Smart Wool t-shirt. Really good brand to be on the lookout for. Especially, obviously, if you find the wool items for Icebreaker and Smart Wool. Most of their items do have wool in it, but you definitely want to find those items from those brands. Trying to get these laid out flat so they can be ready for picks. Here we have a Bad Birdie. This is kind of like new without tags. It has like a little secondary tag on it from the store. But it's actually a really nice like cream peak knit color. Might just have to keep this for myself, to be honest. I'll put it in the try-on pile. We'll see. Maybe you'll see me on the golf course wearing that. Here's another one of those Nike polos, new with tags, same size. So I'm going to throw this one on eBay for now, and I can pull it out of the pile depending on how it sells at the show tomorrow. I'm putting some bangers in the show tomorrow, so you definitely want to come check it out. You're definitely going to want to come check it out. Even if you're a reseller, I'm sure you're going to be finding stuff you can flip. Looks like Bad Birdie Nua tags going around for 45 to 50 in a good print. I'll take that for sure. I will take that for sure. I paid less than that. I can't give away all my secrets, but I can say I paid less than 45 to 50. Chris says, you do a great job with the shows. Thank you. I appreciate that. Here we have some Denim and Supply, Ralph Lauren in the straight cut. Because these are straight cut and black, I think these are going to do well. I am going to sell them on eBay. But Denim and Supply really hasn't sold great for me, to be honest. But because, like I said, black and straight cut, I think they'll do all right. Here we have some camo Levi's. They're a 541 modern, so not a great cut, not a great size or anything, but because they're camo, I think these are going to sell really fast on eBay. Probably not for tons of money, but if they sell fast, I'm cool with it. Okay, now we're getting into some heavier hitters here. Here we have a North Face men's thermoball puffer vest. It's kind of vest season right now, so I'm going to list that on eBay. That line from North Face sells really well. It's called the thermoball. This, I have no idea what it would sell for, but weird polo stuff just seems to sell great. This is like it's almost like a sweatshirt material, vintage polo Ralph Lauren. It's thermal lined. It's got this random palm tree patch on it. Packable hood into the collar. Really cool piece. I don't really know what that's worth, but definitely going to throw it up on eBay for a really high price and try to find a collector. Polo Ralph Lauren, some of the jackets I sold this year, like if I couldn't find a comp, I just listed really high and then I would get an offer way higher than I would have originally listed it. So I'm going to keep following that trend. Here we have an Outerknown fisherman sweater. This thing is super pilled up, so he threw this in for free. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually just going to throw this in the Whatnot show. And if somebody wants to do the work to get the pills off, it's going to be an amazing item. But it will take a little bit of sweat equity. We got some Rock Revival men's pants. Let's see, is there a cut on here? Doesn't say the style, but it does have the flat pockets and some nice stitching on the back. That's what you're looking for these kinds of brands when it's got the flat pockets and the extra little details. That's what makes these things really sell well. Definitely more of an eBay item, I would say. Here we have a vintage Lord Jeff sweater with the multicolor bird's eye knit. That's the keyword for these little kind of triangular dotty kind of things. Pretty old tag, made in USA. The Sailor Rib. I don't know. What do you guys think? Grandpa sweaters on Whatnot? Should we try one? Let's try one. Let's try a grandpa sweater on Whatnot. Here we have some 10,000 athletic shorts. Fast selling brand, doesn't sell for crazy money, but because it sells fast, I am more than happy to pick those up. Here's a little underrated item. Polo Ralph Lauren denim shirt. I've sold this exact shirt like 5 times on eBay. It kind of varies in value. I don't know why. It almost has like its own market. I've sold it for like close to 100 and I've sold it for like 40 bucks. So somewhere between 40 and 100 bucks. Well, these feel stiff. Some Carhartt carpenter pants, really cool color, decent size of 36-30. Minimal distressing, but in a good way. I'm going to sell these on Whatnot. If you're size 36, come get a deal. I think there's another pair of those in here somewhere. Okay, here we have a women's American Giant hoodie. Because it's women's, it doesn't sell for a ton, but American Giant is a great like sweatshirt and sweatpant company. I'm gonna set this aside because I'm gonna be doing like a really cool women's whatnot show. So I think this would go good in the women's whatnot show. I'm trying to make my shows a little bit more like themed or categorized so that the buyers are more likely to be interested in multiple items, if that makes sense. Here we have some Flint and Tinder jeans, really good Huckberry brand. I think these are selvage. Yeah, selvage denim. Is that focusing? Yeah. Selvage denim. Look for that in the cuffs if you feel some denim that feels like a little stiff, a little sturdy. You go to like move it down the rack and it just has that like stiff feeling to it. Just check inside there. You never know. I find it on random brands now because, you know, it's desirable. So companies are trying to make some money on it. Here we have a J. Crew Oarsman Henley. Oarsman is this tag here with the man with the oar, oarsman, oarsman. It's like I don't really know why oarsman sells better, but oarsman sells better. Probably not something people on Whatnot would understand as just like a buyer. I'd have to like over explain it. And if something needs over explained, I feel like it's better for eBay. If it explains itself, like a new tag Lululemon jacket, that's easy to explain. People get the gist. That's more of something that I think would go on Whatnot. Here we have a vintage McGregor sweater. This is wool and acrylic. It does feel a bit shrunk, but it's not horrible in like the size. So if somebody was like good with material, they could probably unshrink that. I think you like put conditioner on it and like let it and rinse it off and dry it. I think that's how you do that. But yeah, really cool print on that one. Really cool print on that one. Here we have some BKE jeans. These are like a staple in my store. I sold 4 pairs of BKE jeans while I was on vacation. Carter bootleg. The bootleg ones are going to sell great. These are regular length. If you find a long or extra extra long, then you're really in the money there. The longer the inseam on the BKEs, the better. Here we have some BKE Tylers in 38 long. So those ones are going to sell, I would say, for more. They are straight leg and boot cut is better, so maybe they'll even out. I would say like 30 to 35. I'll probably list for 40 and take 30 or more. BKE Jake Straight. Stoked to get a bunch of BKE in. Like I said, I just sold a bunch, so I know it sells in my store, so I'm happy to buy as much of this as possible. Okay, this is a little heavy hitter here. A very unique item. This is a Wilson's leather bomber flight jacket, aviator. Those are some keywords. The thick Sherpa lining, really heavyweight, high quality leather. I'm pretty sure this thing is old too. See, is there a tag? Is it reversible? It's reversible. I did not expect that. That's sweet. I don't know. I've been planning to do like an all outerwear show, so that may end up on Whatnot, but for now it's going to go in the eBay pile. I definitely paid up for that one, so I want to make sure that I get a good price for that one. Okay, here we have a women's Patagonia jacket. Once again, something I might save for that women's show. Tag is in the pocket. Yeah, it's reversible, so the tag will definitely be in the pocket. Good call. This is one of their better jackets that you can find from Patagonia. This is women, so it's not like if this was the same jacket men's would have been like super, super banger. But yeah, definitely going to be a really good item here. I paid up for the good items, but this is a really, really good item. I don't remember off the top of my head what the style is called. I'm going to put that aside and see if I'll run it in the women's show. I'm not sure. Depends on what I paid and what it goes for on eBay. If I can afford to let it rip. Okay, I think that if this is what I think it is, this is a really cool piece. We were kind of going back and forth on price because there was no real comps on it. It's made in Italy. It's a long overcoat, and the brand is Trucini, which is not really anything, but it's made with Loro Piana fabric. So if you see this label, Loro Piana fabric, whatever it is, if it's at a typical thrift price, you're going to want to buy it. You're going to want to buy it. That fabric on its own is just such a desirable and sought after fabric. It will sell the jacket for you. Okay, this is a really cool piece as well. This is a J. Crew trench coat with the removable Sherpa lining. But the thing that makes this one really good is that it is new with tags and from the Ventile line. This is a really good line of J. Crew to be on the lookout for. I don't know if it says that anywhere other than on like the new tag spot. So I don't know if you could like know that it's Ventile like at the thrift store. Yeah, it does say that right in here on the inside bottom. But this one's new with tags, so obviously I can tell what it is because it has the tags on it. But if you're at the thrift store, it's a really good line of J. Crew to be on the lookout for. This one's specially packed. Does that mean it's worth more? Let's find out. Oh, it's a Carhartt, I think. Carhartt's definitely going to go in the show tomorrow because I put Carhartt in the title of my show, and I have some pulled away, but I like to have as much of it as possible. Okay, super heavyweight canvas with the hood. The hooded ones definitely sell for more. Super heavyweight. Let's see what size we got here. Size XL. Size XL, Sherpa lined, super heavyweight. Does have some distressing and slight discoloration, but that's par for the course with Carhartt. Do I have a heavy hanger? Here's a heavy hanger. All right. Get that hung up here. So if you're just now joining, I have a Whatnot show tomorrow night. I've already put aside some things that from this unboxing that's going directly on Whatnot tomorrow night, 7:30 p.m. That's Tuesday, 7:30 p.m. Eastern. The link is down below. And if you haven't signed up, you can get $15 free. I'm going to be running that Carhartt jacket and some Loro Piana fabric, Carhartt pants, some grandpa sweaters, Faherty, New Tags golf polos, New Tags Lululemon, and then we're running a $1 start auction for a New Tags Luka Doncic Lakers jersey. Which, why was that at the Nike outlet? I don't know, but I'm here to give it to you. All right, next up, we have a marine layer, like sweatshirt cardigan. I don't know if this is men's or women's, maybe like oversized women's or men's. I guess because this comes up so high, it's probably men's. But marine layer is a great bread and butter brand for me, reselling wise. And I feel like a sweatshirt cardigan would be one of the better items from that brand. I feel like sweatshirts is one of the better items from them. All right, here we have some Cabela's Gore-Tex Frogskin Camo pants, vintage, made in USA. Let's see, here's the Gore-Tex. And these pants, this is the Frogskin Camo. It's the key word for that. Here's a cool little sweater, a vintage Eddie Bauer sweater. Pretty basic piece, but sometimes the basics in these vintage sweaters are some of the better sellers. Do we run this on Whatnot? Let's run this on Whatnot. I feel like that'd be a good personal item for somebody. A nice little spring basic with the light color. What's up, Josh? All right, here we have a Patagonia full zip hoodie. You guys know that I talk about full zip hoodies are worth a bit more than the pullovers, just a little bit more function, a little bit more versatility. I think this is women's. I think it's women's. It could be men's. I don't know. Has the white logo on it. There's a certain white patch logo that actually sells for a lot more. So I'll have to look into it and see if this qualifies or not. I don't know. I am going to put that aside for the Whatnot show. Looks like the zipper pull has been replaced with a Nike one. Not a huge deal. I'll see if I have something else to replace that with before selling it. Rugby style and tennis style and that preppier style is super in right now. This is a J. Crew heavyweight cotton rugby shirt, almost like a sweater material. Rugby shirts have been selling great for me. I'm going to get that listed quick. This is actually, this might even be, I can't tell if it's corduroy or like a sweatery material because it's ribbed, but the ribbing is very fine. This is a Nuitags Lululemon women's jacket. Definitely going to save that for the women's Whatnot show. Retail price of $168 on there. Really nice, really high quality for like running, rain, windproof, that kind of thing. Got a few items left in here. Here we have some Banana Republic jeans. These are Nuitags. These are the travel stretch jean, which is a pretty quick selling model from them, to be honest. If you can find them cheap, you can sell them really fast for 15 to 20. 33, 32, so good size. It is a skinny fit, not the best fit, but that's okay. They're Nuitags. We have some more Carhartt pants, very similar to the last ones. Same size even, so I might lot those up and sell them together with the other ones on Whatnot. Last item of the box. It's a Bolo brand. Put your best guess in the chat right now. If you're watching the replay, comment your best guess. It's a Bolo brand. It's a California is like what I think of when I think of this brand. Can you guys guess it? It's a hoodie. Think California. Think Bolo. I'll give you guys a few seconds. If you're just now joining, we're giving away a Lululemon belt bag, brand new, tomorrow on Whatnot. Brant Buys. Go follow my man, Brant Buys. He guessed it. Aviator Nation. Killishaw guessed it too. Good guesses. Good guesses. Aviator Nation, full zip hoodie. I would guess this is one of the better items you can find from them that's like a basic. Of course, I'm sure they have like some super extravagant, rare pieces or collabs. But as far as just like a basic item, a full zip hoodie, that's about as good as it gets. This is size medium. Should we run this on Whatnot? Is this men's or women's? Does anybody know how to tell for Aviator Nation? Men's or women's? Just the sizing? Definitely could be men's. Should we put this on Whatnot? It's going in the Whatnot pile. Let me know if you think it's men's or women's or how to tell in the chat. All right, that's one whole box. Now, one cool thing is that from this supplier, I actually bought 3 boxes total and 1 more after that. So 3 boxes at that time and 4 boxes total. So I have a lot more of this type of inventory coming into my stores and coming to Whatnot. So I'm really looking forward to getting back to work after vacation. If you're here live, thank you so much for hanging out. It was nice to get back into the groove. I'm going to be back to the content grind, back to the eBay grind, back to the whatnot grind. Looking forward to finishing out this year super strong. I guess not really finishing, but like I'm ready to push it, ready to make that money. But yeah, appreciate you guys. And we will see you at the Whatnot show tomorrow. And we'll talk soon. Next video is going to be my best sales from March. So the banger items from March. So be on the lookout for those bolos. We'll see you later. Peace out.